Alright, so here it is. The costs. Many people have been asking me about how much does it cost, and we decided to do the structural costs first, didn't we? Damo's been putting together all of the bills, every single bill.
All the bills, and then we record everything that we pay, and we separate for each part of when we build a house.
Yeah.
We control our budget carefully.
Kind of.
Every single baht.
Yeah. So we documented the budget, that's for sure. I'm not sure we controlled it. Although, as you're going to see, it's very, very cheap. And of course, this is not built to Western standards. We had a lot of commenting, oh, you never build like that in the West. It's not built to Western standards, and that's reflected in the price of it. We're happy with it, aren't we?
Yes.
And we're happy with the team, the builders, what they've done. And so enjoy. I put it in a nice video for you here. And enjoy, guys. Enjoy. So, hi everyone, this is the cost breakdown of our build. We're no experts at this here, this is only our second little build, but we now do have a good idea about what it costs to build in rural Thailand. It's very cheap, we feel, in comparison to Bangkok or certainly the West. So let's begin with the roof and frame. So one of the biggest expenses is obviously the steel, and the cost for the steel for the roof was 55,000 baht, which is around $1,500. The steel is all purchased locally, and is actually selling at a premium at the moment in Thailand. It's not as cheap as it used to be, so you can imagine the prices before are probably around a 20% discount to this. We're often asked how many square meters is this build, and the answer is 56. So it's 8 meters long, 7 meters deep, and that includes the porch area, includes the inside space, which we're about to see be concreted. The total floor space is 56 square meters. So at the end of this, when you know the total cost, you'll be able to calculate the cost per square meter. The columns, as you see here, we have 12 of them at a total cost of around 11,000 baht, so around $300. They obviously are the main support for the roof, and the Thais build in quite a strange way. They put the columns first into the ground before they lay the foundation, which is obviously very different to the West. I'm not sure if they do that across all of Thailand, but that's how they do it here locally, and doesn't seem to be much of a problem. So once the columns are in, these are 3.5 meter high columns. Once they're in, they position the rebar in between the columns, and as you'll see, they'll fill this rebar in here with concrete, and they make kind of a square frame before they lay the foundation. It is seen by a local structural engineer who kind of signs it off. This is just the way they build here. I have received a lot of comments from builders in the West, people that build for a living and stuff, that it's all wrong, it's completely wrong, like it's not going to stand the test of time. However, we're all right with it. I mean, these builders have been building around here for 30, 40, 50 years, and so we feel quite confident in the building, and for what we're paying, I think you'll agree that it's not breaking the bank. I would note here as well that the builders have become family friends. These are local people to our village. They don't take jobs outside of our very small village. They don't take other jobs in Buriram. They are a small little community, and we've never negotiated price. So the price they came to us with is the price that we paid, and we always tip them at the end of each job. So they built our kitchen for us, our hot tub frame, and we asked them for odd jobs around the farm. We may have to build a pig shelter next, and we'll use these guys. They're great guys, they're great people, we trust them, they're professional, and we always feel we're getting a good deal with them. We don't feel we're getting ripped off, and they're happy to do it. They're happy for the work, especially at the moment. Quick one here, the sand and the stones, go through a lot of this, used to mix the concrete of course. 5,700 baht. So this is also purchased locally in our little village, and yeah, you go through tons of it on builds like this. As some will remember, when we built our kitchen, we're using these wooden columns at the front. We think they look really beautiful. They need to be treated for termites and whatnot, but the beauty outweighs the maintenance issue. If you didn't catch the vlog on building the kitchen that you can see in the distance just there, I link it up in the top right corner now, and you can go over, you can watch that one being built over a number of days. It was a really fun build, and it's the same builders that did it. Now, behind the scenes in all this is my wife as project manager. When you build yourself in rural Thailand, don't expect, architect drawings and complex blueprints and things to your build. The builders are just going to do what you say, what you direct. Now, we did provide drawings ourselves to the builders, and that's how you save money. When you're project managing yourself, you save money. You're cutting out all the costs for somebody to draw those drawings. We made them ourselves with an online tool. You're cutting out all of the creativity that you'd usually have to hire somebody else for. We designed this ourselves. We know how we want it. But you always have to communicate that with the builders because they don't know what your vision is. And to be a good project manager, you have to be kind of very clear and concise with exactly what you want, and understand that they may do things wrong. Things do go wrong, and you have to rectify them, but you save a lot of money in the process. So on to the roof tiles, and we chose these especially. We really love them. They're the orange coloured roof tiles. It's a little bit Mediterranean. We spent 29,540 baht on these, so about $800, and we think they're well worth it. We think they blend in with the local area. They blend in with our bamboo huts, and we just think they make the outside of the house what it is. They really bring it all together in this beautiful finish, as you'll see here. So when it comes to the foundation, they always pour a decent amount of soil first, and that's to save money on the concrete. When they finally pour the concrete, they just give it a little bit of depth first with this soil. This soil costs just 3,300 baht, $90, and it provides the original base before the concrete goes on top. Obviously, in the West, you wouldn't do this probably. You would fill the whole slab with concrete. There's a lot of things you do differently in the West. For the concrete, we paid nearly 20,000 baht, 17,500 baht, that's nearly $500 to fill in this area. Normally, the wire that you see there, which stops the concrete from cracking, should actually be lifted up to the middle of the concrete. But I think they've just not done that. Could be a problem for the cracking of the concrete. It hasn't been, from what we've seen. It's not been an actual problem. but for the long term of the concrete, it could be. We will see. I think it's a small oversight, really. Also in Australia or the UK, you would put a plastic sheet down under the concrete to avoid the concrete soaking up the water. And I'm not sure if that is because they don't do that because of the climate difference, or again, just another oversight. They build many buildings around here and they never use the plastic sheet. So I guess it's an optional thing. We're in a very dry climate, and the land has been raised up in advance. It was raised up 2 years ago on mountain soil, so it has very good irrigation. So I don't feel we're going to have a problem with that, but I think a normal builder might say, hold on a minute, that's not the way to do it. But we're happy with it again. And then on to the bricks and the wall materials. So that includes the rebar as well, which is positioned at the long concrete strips that you can see along the walls. That's the reinforcement of the walls. We spent around 30,000 baht, that's about $777 on the walls. All the external and internal walls are complete. There are some additional walls to go up on the second floor, but they will be made from gypsum board or something like that. The inside walls are finished and done. They have already also been rendered, so this price includes the rendering of the walls too, which was done inside and outside, and they're ready for painting now. So obviously one of the big costs is the total workers' fees, which came to 62,000 baht on this particular job up to now, so only around $1,600. There's more work to be done, of course, and we will pay the workers more. We intend to leave our tip at the end, not to tip them halfway through, but wait to the end, the finished build, and give them a tip. Here in the bathroom, we also have a circle window going in. So I wanted a circle hobbit door on the front of this cottage, but DAMO wasn't so keen, so I got the circle window instead. So to wrap this up, the total material cost was 165,000 baht, with 65,000 baht for the workers' fees. So the total cost for the structure up to now was 230,000 baht, so $6,300 or £5,500 up to now, which I think you'll agree with me is an absolute bargain. So do make sure you subscribe to the channel for part 2, where we're going to be finishing the painting, doing all the design, putting in the furnishings, and then giving a final cost for that. We expect it's going to cost about the same again to do the finishing, and our total budget therefore would be around 500,000 baht. Thanks everyone and take care.
So you're in a hurry? Well, you better calm down. We're all friends around you, just join the fun. 'Cause if you're in a hurry, you're missing the point. Shouldn't